I just got attacked by a bug. Hi.
Now, if you're anything like me, well, you're gay. I feel like a lot of people pretend to be surprised by that when you come out to them, and I think that's really great, but you didn't have to be Nancy Drew to figure out that this would be the conclusion to my adolescence. And so just here are a few signs that maybe you can apply to some loved ones in your life to figure out, are they gay? Number one, when I was a child, my cousin on a cross-country road trip told me that her mom said I remind her of Neville Papperman from iCarly. Number two, that same aunt would always try to get me to sing the female parts whenever she would record us singing Wicked, particularly Galinda's part in Wicked, which I was very into at the time. And, you know, I think that just says something right there. Number three, my biggest special interest for a very long time was not just Judy Garland, but Judy Garland from the film The Wizard of Oz. And whenever I'd get nervous, I would emulate this one thing that she did from the movie, which was like raise her fist when she was afraid, which leads to number four. One time I got nervous because a teacher was yelling at me, and so I raised my fist, because I thought I was Dorothy, and she was like,
"Don't you ever raise your fist at a woman."
And my immediate first thought was, I'm not a woman? And then the teacher asked, does your father raise his fist to your mother when he's mad? And I didn't really understand the question, and at this point I was in tears, and I remember just being like, no, it's when Dorothy does in Wizard of Oz! And then she had to cover up her mouth with her hand because she was laughing so hard, and I didn't get in trouble. Wait, what number am I on? Number five. I knew that the other kids at school thought I was a sissy, so in order to combat that, so basically I had this project and it was like, talk about your favorite person, and I was like, I'm not going to be made fun of again for my fandom for Judy Garland, so I will be doing a presentation on her male BFF. 6 is kind of a complex one. It was basically like, all of my childhood friends knew that like if I were to come over, a pretty significant amount of my time would be spent talking to their moms, because while I did have interest in cartoons and things like that as a child, my main passion was talking shit about people in the neighborhood. Like I would spend hours talking about Melinda down the street who's all of a sudden pregnant even though her husband got a vasectomy 6 months ago. Miracle my ass, Melinda. 7. I had a comic book phase, which was very exciting to my father because it was the first masculine thing that I was interested in, but the only comic books that I would buy were Catwoman. 8. This one was pretty embarrassing, but I really enjoyed the 2004 film Catwoman starring Halle Berry, and at a school-wide dance, I was like doing the break dancing from that one scene in Catwoman. And a bunch of kids were like, whoa, you really have some cool moves. And I was like, thanks. They're the moves Halle Berry does in Catwoman. Number 9. So every year for Halloween, I asked to be like a female superhero, and around the same time the Catwoman movie came out, I wanted to be Catwoman, and I pitched this idea to my dad as it would just be the costume, but I would make sure everyone would call me Cat-boy, and that wouldn't make it gay. 9. I was not allowed to be Catwoman that year, but my compensation prize was I was able to be the character V from Vendetta, and at the time I wasn't like super aware of what that was, but what I did know is that he had a whip. So that was pretty high drama for me. Also, I did tell everyone that I was Catwoman, but in disguise. 10 is probably the most blatant, the most obvious, but so bringing it back to being compared to Neville Papperman very early on in my developmental years, I sought to combat that with a total style rehaul when I was in middle school. And so basically my outfit consisted of one pink button-down shirt, long camouflage jorts, which would go all the way past my knees, almost down to my calf, socks that would go up to the shorts, which I would kind of think of like leggings in a way. These would usually have like fun phrases on them. My shoes, Converse, Gorillas themed, worn every day. If not those, Doc Marten combat boots, which I wore with the shorts. The piece de resistance, purchased from Newberry Comics, was a seatbelt-esque belt, and it featured the popular Japanese animation character Domo. But not only was it Domo but Rasta themed, which I then accompanied with Rasta colored wristbands. So yeah, and well, that's my conclusive list. I have tested this theory time and time again. This is 100% scientifically accurate, and being gay is a choice. That's it.